Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some angle reasoning with triangles and quadrilaterals. And the first thing we have to know is that all of the internal angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, and all the internal angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. Okay, and we're not going to be going through the proof on this. So let me see. If we have a go at the first one here, we know that's 90 degrees and that's 30 degrees. So we know that this x here has to be 60 degrees. And now we say, well, what's y? What's angle y? Well, let me think, hang on. These two here are supplementary angles. So therefore I know the angle y must be 150 degrees. Okay, that's what angle y is. Now, on the second question here, these two are the same length. So if these two are the same length, that means that this is an isosceles triangle. That means that this angle here is the same as this one. So this angle here must be 70 degrees. Let me think. 70 plus 70 is 140. So that means this last angle here has to be 40 degrees because they all have to add up to 180 degrees. Here, if this is 70, these two are supplementary angles. So that means this angle here has to add, these two have to add up to 180. So this angle here must be 110 degrees. Now, on this triangle, all the three sides are the same length. So if all of the three sides are the same length, that means that all of the angles have to be the same. And if all the angles are the same, so if I do 180 degrees divided by 3, that means this angle here is 60 degrees. In fact, they're all 60 degrees. So now I think, well, what's angle y? Again, supplementary angles. So this angle here has to be 120 degrees. Okay, now they become a little bit more tricky. Again, we've got an isosceles triangle. So we know that we've already used 90 up here. So these two angles here have to be the same. So that means each angle is 45 degrees. But that's not the end. What we can see is this says 5 lots of x. 5 lots of x is 45. Hang on, let me just make a note of that. 5x equals 45 degrees. I wonder what x is. So if I divide both sides by 5, x equals 9 degrees. X equals 9 degrees. Okay. So on this one here, if this is 90 and this is 70, then this means 2x must be 20 degrees. So x now must be 10 degrees. So x is 10 degrees on that question there, because 2 lots of x is 20 degrees. Now we move up to the quadrilaterals. So we know that there are 360 degrees in a quadrilateral. So we've used up 180. So now that means 180 plus 110. So that means this angle here must be 70 degrees. Now, this shape here, a kite, we can see that these two lengths are the same. Can you see those two marks? That means those two lengths are the same. Likewise here, these two marks, these two lengths are the same, but this length is not the same as that length. Okay? So, let me just think about this. So, we know that all the angles add up to 360, 140 plus 40 is 180, and then that means that we do 360 minus 180 is 180 degrees. Now, what we know is that these two angles here are the same. These two angles here are the same. So if we've got 180 degrees to share between these two angles, that means they are both have to be 90 degrees. So they're both 90 degrees here. Okay, this one here. This is parallel to this. And they're the same length. So it's, and this is parallel to this. And they're the same length. So we're looking at a parallelogram. Let me think. So if that's 60 degrees, these two are co-interior angles. They're co-interior angles, so they add up to 180 degrees. So this means this is 120 degrees here. Hang on a second, hang on. Those two are corresponding angles. These two here are corresponding angles. So that means this angle here is 60 degrees. Hang on. Can you see the Z shape? The Z shape. So if we see this Z shape, we know they're alternate angles. So now we know that this here is also 60 degrees. One of the things that we can also deduce from a parallelogram or a rhombus is these two angles here are always the same, and these two angles here are always the same as well. Okay, wonderful. Thank you.